check out this cool effect you can do in Roblox Studio when you join the game. Let's dive in and I'll show you guys how to do it. First thing we want to do, we're going to add a server script to the server script service. Name it whatever you want. Name it highlight. Script's already typed for attention span purposes. So now we're going to go in, we're going to get the player service, we're going to get the run service, we're going to have a function for pulse highlight, which is going to have parameters for highlighting character. We're going to do another variable for tick, and we're going to have a variable for duration. This is how long you want your pulse to play before it destroys off the character. So we set it for 200, but you can obviously set it for 10 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. We're going to create an instance for the variable for the instance for the sound. And then we're going to have a sound ID, which I got off the toolbox, off the Roblox store for the pulse sound. We're going to loop it, set the volume to 1, you can adjust that to your needs. Then we're going to parent that pulse sound to the character. And then we're going to have a function, the play function at the bottom. We're going to have another heartbeat connection. This is for where the run service comes into play. We're going to have variable heartbeat connection equals run service dot heartbeat :connect function. Got another variable for elapsed time equals tick minus the start time. Then we're going to go down to an if statement for elapsed time. If it's greater than duration, it'll disconnect the highlight. And also if pulse sound is the parent, it'll destroy the pulse sound. It'll destroy the highlight as well up top. This is to animate your sound and your pulse and your sound together. So you can play with the settings here if they're not synced. This whole function, everything right here. It's just to match your color to make it pulse in and out with field transparency. I set that to 0.8. And then the pulse value is be time 0.5 with map.send, map.abs with the tick times 2. Outline transparency, I want that to be as visible as possible. So we set that to 0. And with the pulse value times 0.4. And once again, you can play around with these settings to get your pulse exactly right. Right now, I think it's a little off, so we'll just change the pulse value to 0.6 to see if that'll sync it better. So we got pulse sound dot volume equals 0.3 plus pulse value times 0.6. Here is where we're going to create and attach the highlight to the player character with another function called add highlight with a parameter for the character. Going to do the find first child search for the humanoid and the find first child search for the humanoid root part. If it's not a humanoid root part, then we're going to find the first child class, which would be the highlight. Then we're going to create a highlight instance in workspace with adorn, and then we're going to adorn it to the character, parent it to the character. And we're going to have the depth mode is the enum, the highlight depth mode, occlude it, or you could do always on top. And then we're going to fill the color with white, change that to whatever your preference, and then we're going to have the outline color of red. Fill transparency, I don't want it too dark, it'll overtake the character, so I set it to 0.8. And then highlight transparency, I want the outline to be as visible as possible, so I set that to 0. We're going to do another variable with pulse highlight, pulse highlight, and then we're going to parameters the highlighting character again. Then we have another function down here for when players are added to the game with a parameter for player. And then we're going to do a character added :connect function for the character. Another character, wait for child search for the humanoid. Character, wait for child search for the humanoid root part. I'm going to have another function. We're going to call that function add highlight and with character for the parameter. We're going to do another players.player added :connect on player added for the parameter with an index to in pairs for players, get players. We're going to do a do. And then players the character then. We're going to do an add highlight player.character. We're going to call the add highlight again for player.character. We're going to close it out with player.character added, :connect with a parameter for the add highlight function. Once again, we're going to test it out so you guys can see that it works with no bug. See here, highlights going. Pulse is somewhat matching the sound, but we can always tweak the settings like I showed you in the function for the pulse value. So this is something you can add to your game to add some vibrance to your characters. Let me know if you guys like it. Leave comments if I can improve the script. Thanks for my subscribers. See you guys on the next one. Bye.